Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, all praise, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Marachak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and bishops of the great millstone that rule well. And as always, peace, blessings, and salutations unto the awful elect tabernacle of David scattered abroad across the four winds of the earth. Now, this YouTube page that you see on the screen, you see it at the top. The name of the page is Tony's Betrayal Stories. And the man that you see in the avatar at the top, this is his page. And what he does is he narrates stories that are actually sent to him by men who's experienced infidelity. Men who, married women and thought that they were actually worthy, thought that they were, they were something different, and they were worthy in their eyes, and they decide to marry these women according to the state, only for years later down the line for them to commit the ultimate act of betrayal, which is basically adultery. And you see how wicked the society truly is, because it sets the environment for this type of behavior to flourish. I mean, we do live in a society where, sin increases or become widespread because moral accountability just doesn't exist here. All right, that's why this place is destined to be destroyed. All right. So this is the name of the channel, Tony's Betrayal Stories. And we're definitely living in that wicked, adulterous generation. And these women, they do it like it's just something to do when they get bored. These chicks will be married for, 10 years, 15 years, even in 20 plus years. And these chicks will be in their 40s, 50s. And they'll just make up shit, make up scenarios to tell their husbands, basically lie to them. I'm going to the gym, or I'm going out on this trip. I'm going out for a meeting, with the company that I work for. We're having a big dinner. And that's just an alibi for her while she go out and commit adultery. And this channel has hundreds of these type of stories, from men of all different occupations. You'll read about men who served in the military, builders, successful men that make good money, productive men. And these women, they'll get with these men and marry them and don't see any value in them. They're just taking them along for the ride until they can, pretty much check out. And they'll make up excuses. So this channel right here will open up your eyes, man, to the nature of a lot of these women. That's why let me get a scripture. And this is why the scriptures say this. Let's go to let's go to Sirach 25. Yeah, Sirach 25 and 25, and it says, give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad. And in this society, women are free. They can roam loose. They can go out with their girls to a club, a bar, and they can be married, of course. But they'll tell the husband, they're out for a business meeting where they're having a dinner, or I'm at the gym, I'm they're basically, they'll tell them where they'll lie to their husband, tell them that they're a place where they really are not at, you know, and it's crazy, man. There's a reason why in the ancient world, women, they stayed under their father, and once they were under their father, they were married off to their husband, and they were just under their husbands, and they stayed at home. They were keepers at home. They were not to just be out there roaming the streets like that. You women today, you got all the liberty in the world. But with this liberty, this is what goes down. Don't be in the military and have a wife, because you're giving her enough space for her to have the liberty to roam around, to get abroad. She's gonna be having 2, 3 dudes in and out of your crib. All right. And it tells you, man. Let me go from there to the 26th chapter. And this is when, this is dealing with when she's young. All right. Because that's where those tendencies, grow. When you allow her to roam the streets at an early age, and she's impressionable and she easily influenced. And all we have in society right now, the women that are women of influence, women that are famous, they all are a bunch of whores. And they'll look at these women as prototypes. Sirach 26:10, it says, "If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty." And that's what these women have. They have overmuch liberty. And that's why the STD rates is at an all-time high. That's why divorce is at an all-time high. And really, men are just checking out. They're not even trying to marry these women. Marriage is not sacred anymore. Okay? So you listen to these stories and you'll see just how cold, audacious, the lack of remorse. And then sometimes they'll get caught and then they'll make up an excuse in their head. They'll blame you for their infidelity. So just hey, you brothers out there, and some of these videos might even trigger you, man. You'd be like, what the yeah, I'm not, you ain't gonna want to, you're gonna think twice about getting married. Really, you shouldn't get married anyway, especially according to the state. Because IUIC, that's what they teach. That you got to get married and get a marriage license or a marriage contract with the state. No, you don't. All right, you have a sister that's down and, she's repented from that lifestyle and she's pleased to dwell with you. You just stick with her, and in the eyes of the Lord, y'all two are one. All right, no man can put that asunder. You don't have to go to the state. Because it's all a sham at the end of the day. It's a business for the state to make more money. All right. And hey, some of these stories is good because these women, they don't pay attention, when they do certain things, they're caught up in the moment. They don't think things through. Certain actions come with consequences and they never think about it, what happens in the long run. And that's why the scripture said in Ecclesiastes 8:11, because sins against an evil work isn't executed speedily, therefore it's in the sons of men to do wickedly. So they don't think about it because they're living in pleasure. They'll try to have their cake and eat it. I'm going to use him for financial security, I got a nice home to stay in. I can actually work my own job while he work his job. He pays all the bills and everything, and then I can make my own money and spend that money on myself. And then they'll even start having an affair on that job, at that workplace. And she's spending, marital funds on the side dude, the boyfriend. So she's taking money out of the pocket of her husband and spending it on the side dude. There's several stories like that on this page. So hey man, this place is wicked as all hell. But you can thank the devil, the one that's in power, man. Because like it says in Habakkuk 1 and 4, because the law is slack and judgment never goes forth, a wrong judgment proceeds. Therefore, the wicked come past the righteous. Moral accountability is not held because the law is slacked. There's judgments on adultery in the Bible, the same Bible that they held in the court system. You don't. She commits adultery after y'all been married for over 7 years. She don't get half your stuff. She don't get alimony. She don't get the property equity. She don't get full custody. You know what she gets? Her and her lover, they get put to death. That's the judgment. But they actually reward that behavior under this system, and that's why this place got to go. These women have no fear, no fear. They could just move on with their life after they ruin the previous man's life. So they're gonna go, and hunt for the next man and ruin his. And this ain't harping on all of our women, but the ones that it apply, mainly these women of the world. This is how they operate. This is how they moving. So you would be an idiot to waste your time, marrying them. Okay. So yeah, it's crazy, man. But this is the name of the channel, Tony's Betrayal Stories. Let me get a quick script in Hebrews. And another thing, that a lot of these men are weak as hell, because some men, we know the scriptures say that, jealousy is the rage of a man. But what they'll do is they'll kill the dude who they caught sleeping with their wife, and then they'll kill themselves. They won't even touch the woman. I never understood that. She's the one that committed the act of betrayal. Let's get Hebrews 13 and verse 4. And it says, marriage is honorable and all in the bed undefiled, but whoremongers and adulterers the Most High will judge. Okay? And, that behavior, it never slides. Even if Esau gives you a pass. All right? You can't take matters into your own hands. You can't do nothing about it. Because we up under this wicked, evil system. That it doesn't hold these women accountable. But guess what? The Most High do. And he is not a respecter of persons, male or female. Let me go to Revelation 21. And it says, hold up. No, it's not this one. Salakia, it's not this one. Let me get 1 Corinthians 6. Yeah, 1 Corinthians 6 and verse 9, and it says, Know you not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High? Be not deceived, neither fornicators. All right, that's an adulterer, and spiritually that's an idolater. No idolaters, which is a fornicator. Nor adulterers, a man that sleeps with another man's wife. Nor feminine, nor abusers of themselves with mankind. That's a mo. Nor thieves, nor covetous, nor drunkards, nor revilers, nor extortioners shall inherit the kingdom of the Most High. All right, so that's a lot of, because this is what they do every day in this world. They're serial adulterers and adulteresses. Okay, these chicks will be married and have trains ran on them in their marital home, in their marital bed. No shame. Imagine dudes got footage of your woman, and she's taking it from a football team in a hotel room, and you don't even know about it, and she coming home to you and kissing you on the mouth. You know, how was your day? You're sick, man. So, yeah, man, this video right here, and I think I saw the elder apostle Tahar. He had uploaded the videos. It looks to be a short video, but it was, I think, quoting when Yahushua said, "This is a sinful and adulterous generation," which it clearly is, man. There's no respect, and marriage is not sacred. So, yeah, I just thought I'd share this, right? And I'll probably put a link to this channel in the description if you brothers ever want to listen to some of these, man. It's crazy. So like some of you brothers that are not married, you listen to these, hey, that's why Paul said, you know, if you're not married, you know, seek not a wife. You know, and some of us that got a woman and she be pleased to dwell with us, we can't seek to be loosed. You know, you got to deal with them according to knowledge. But this type of shit right here, man, ooh wee. But anyway, I'm going to end on that, and I'm going to give all honor, all praise, and glory to Yahweh Shem Shai. Shalom.